The Fly from 1958.
Love it.
Yes.
Saw this when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
The story of a woman who kills her husband
Uh-huh.
because he starts to bug her.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
Who could forget this moment?
Oh, I know.
The first night we met.
That's it. That's it.
I'm kidding.
Of course.
I am going to draw the fly.
Okay.
And I've already drawn him.
Yes.
I'm going to ink him with some P.H. Martin Black Star ink.
Oh, good.
Going to do some ink line with the brushes and
Okay.
then do an ink wash and watercolor.
Oh, good. Yes.
So let's get started.
Okay.
There's a lot of love for the 1986 remake
Oh, yeah, there is.
with Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis.
Right.
And I love it too.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
It's a really good one. But
Yeah.
this is from the original Fly,
Yes.
starring David Hedison, credited as Al Hedison,
Oh, right. Yeah.
and Patricia Owens.
Right.
I love this movie. The first time I saw it, I think it was probably on TV on a Saturday afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
And this monster really got to me.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't know if
Right?
people think that the makeup effects look hokey now,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they still work for me.
I think so, too.
You know,
Yeah.
if you suspend your disbelief and you imagine someone you know coming at you with this giant fly head,
Right?
it's terrifying.
It is.
It's terrifying. And the movie was kind of dark.
Yes.
Unlike the new movie, the remake,
Yes.
the Fly, the monster, spent most of his time in that dark lab
Yeah, he did.
trying to fix himself
Right?
until it was too late.
Ugh.
So agreed, great movie.
Yes.
A fantastic movie to use as inspiration for an illustration.
Yeah.
And that would have been enough
Right.
as inspiration for this drawing, but it's not really the reason
Okay.
why I chose this character.
Oh, okay.
And you know what the reason is.
I do.
It's this. The action figure finally dropped.
Oh,
You know how long I've been waiting
yes.
for this?
So long.
There were understandable delays
Right.
in getting it shipped from across the world.
Yeah.
But look at it, amazing. I wish I'd had this when I was a kid.
That's fantastic.
So creepy.
Yeah.
Here I come. You're laughing, but this movie's a tragedy.
You are too.
I'm laughing with him, not at him.
Oh, jeez.
But we also forgot to mention another big actor from the movie,
Oh, yes.
the great Vincent Price.
Yes.
A master of horror,
He is.
but he plays a really regular guy in this.
Right?
You know, he doesn't play the potentially emotionally disturbed housewife who might have
Right.
killed her husband. He doesn't play the mad scientist
Right.
who turned himself into a bug. He plays a concerned relative
That's right.
and friend.
Yeah.
He also played in the sequel,
Yes, he did.
Return of the Fly, which we've
Right.
seen not as good as The Fly,
No.
but another
Still
kind of-
decent.
still decent,
Yeah.
and kind of tragic.
Yeah,
in
very
in
tragic.
different ways.
Yeah.
In that one, the son, the
Yes.
son of the Fly in the first movie,
Right.
somehow stumbles into the same experiment
Right.
and turns himself into a fly.
Oh,
So
goodness.
the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
It really doesn't.
Now, as far as the tragedy goes in this movie,
Yeah.
I wanted to try to reflect that or allude to it
Okay.
in this illustration.
Yeah.
And so if you look closely, you'll see in the fly's human hand,
This hand?
not his fly hand.
No, okay.
But in his human hand, he's holding a matchbox.
Oh,
and if
yeah.
you remember in the Fly movie, his son had a
Yes.
matchbox in which he caught the little white-headed fly
Right.
that his father needed in order to reverse the experiment.
Oh, goodness.
And in this picture, it didn't really happen in the movie.
Right.
But in my illustration, the white-headed fly has once again escaped from the grasp of the scientist who needs it to reverse
Yes.
So I thought that would make it extra tragic.
Yes, it is. Definitely.
And there are some other tragic elements of this movie that I want to allude to in the picture, and I do so in the background
Okay,
a little
good.
later. So I really had a lot of fun with this, actually.
Oh, that's
I really had a
fantastic.
lot of fun with the storytelling
Yeah.
in just this still image.
Right?
So speaking of story,
Yeah.
what part of this story really gets to you?
Oh, the ending.
Spoilers, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so he's the fly and he's trapped in the spider web.
He's the fly with the human head,
Right.
wound up in the spider's web, and there's a giant spider crawling up to him.
Exactly.
And Vincent Price and the police inspector are watching all this happen.
Right, yeah, and he knows what's going on.
Help me!
Right, exactly.
It's horrible.
And then they pick up a rock and they
Right.
smash him.
Right.
Was that Vincent Price? Who?
No, the police inspector, weirdly, the police inspector picks up the rock to end the tragedy.
Oh.
But then he kind of waits long enough
Yeah.
to let the spider crawl ever closer and give the scientist, another half a heart attack. And then the
jeez.
spider sinks his fangs into the fly.
Right.
And then the police inspector consents to smashing it all.
Ugh.
It's a little sadistic to wait that long
Yeah.
to put the guy out of his misery.
I think though that it was probably just breaking his brain seeing what. So he had
That's
to wait.
true.
Yeah.
He was confused.
Right.
That was a weird thing to see.
Ugh,
A fly with a human head.
Not an everyday occurrence.
But I'm glad that you brought up the spider web.
Okay,
Because
good.
that's the other element of the story
Yes.
that I wanted to add into the illustration.
Right.
So I mapped out kind of a spider web design
Okay.
behind him with my masking fluid.
Okay.
And then I started spattering in some chaotic ink wash.
Yeah.
The ink wash is going to go under the watercolor. The reason I use the
Okay.
inks, by the way, I know I could have done just straight watercolor,
Right.
but the ink has this ability to make the bright colors of the watercolor seem kind of dingy and dirty and dark
Okay.
and creepy and weird.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it.
That's a good effect.
And because the opening of the movie and the ending of the movie,
Yeah.
it's bookended by these two bloody murders where somebody gets squashed.
Right.
I thought it would be nice to have a nice bloody spattery effect behind him.
Yes.
So I'm trying, if you've seen the movie,
Yeah.
I think you understand every element
Oh.
of this picture.
Definitely.
And if you haven't seen the movie, why would you watch this video? We're spoiling it
We are.
from start to finish.
Yes.
The guy turns into a fly. He throws away a promising career in research to become a bug.
Yes.
And oddly, the spider that kills him at the end
Yeah.
was actually an old lawyer friend of his. It's in Wikipedia. I read it in the Wikipedia. So there he is.
Yeah.
The fly. We have a lot of fun here in the studio.
We do.
But really, this man died a tragic death.
Oh my God.
And you laugh, and you're laughing at him. You're horrible.
Poor guy.
This is a good picture. I like this.
Oh, good. I do
I'm
too.
satisfied with it anyway.
That's great.
I like the colors.
Yes.
I like the way the mask spider web
Yes,
came out.
That came out fantastic.
And I might not have done this
yeah.
if it weren't for this figure coming out.
Oh, I
This
know.
action figure.
It's great.
So hopefully they'll put out more stuff.
I
we
hope
can
so
draw
too.
more pictures.
Yes.
Help me. Help me. You're awful.
I am.